The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Utchara Boontert. Chapter 14. The Storm. About midnight, Joe awoke and called the boys. There was a weighty stillness in the air that seemed to create something. The boys sought the friendly companionship of the fire. In spite of the dead heat of the branchless air, there was still an expression beyond the light of the fire. Everything was swallowed up in the blackness. Presently, a vague flash of lightning dimly lit the trees for a moment and vanished. Another came a little stronger. Then another, then a faint moan came sighing through the branch, and the boys stammered, fancying that some spirit of the night had gone by. There was a pause. Now a terrible flood turned night into day and showed separate and distinct every little grass blade that grew about their feet. It showed three white stars faced too, a deep roll of thunder went crashing across the sky and lost itself in the distance. A cool breeze sprang up. It shook all the leaves and scattered ashes about the fire. Another fierce flood lit up the forest, and a crash followed that seemed to tear the tree logs right over the boys' heads. They held on to each other in terror in the thick gloom that followed. A few big raindrops fell upon the leaves. "Quick, boys, go for the tent!" exclaimed Tom. They leapt away, stumbling over roots in the dark, each dashing in a different direction. A furious wind rolled through the trees, making everything sink as it went. One blinding flash after another came, the roar upon roar of deafening thunder. And now the rain poured down, and the rising wind drove it in sheets along the ground. The boys cried out to each other, but the howling wind and the roaring thunder drowned their voices utterly. However, one by one they straggled in at last, and took shelter under the tent, cool, bright tent, and streaming with water. The old sailor breathed about so furiously that they could not talk, even if the other noises had allowed them. The storm rose higher and higher, and presently the sail tore loose from its fastenings and went flying away on the wind. The boys seized each other's hands and fled, with many stumblings and bruises, to the shelter of a great oak that stood upon the river bank. Now the battle was at its highest, under the chilliest flash that flamed in the sky. Everything below the blinding trees, the river wide with foam, the dim outlines of the cliff on the other side seen through the dressing clouds, and the world of rain stood out in clean-cut and challenged distinctness from time to time. Some gans trees yielded in the fight and fell crashing through the younger ground. The thunder came now, its ear-splitting explosions burst pitilessly, keen and unspeakable, awful. The storm ended with one gigantic effect that seemed likely to tear the island to pieces, burn it up, drown it through the tree lofts, blow it away, and they fenced every creature it in. All that one and the same moment. It was a wild night for homeless young hearts to be out in. But at last the battle was over, and the forces of nature retired with vigor and vigor. Trust and peace returned. The boys went back to camp a good deal out. But they found that there was still something to be thankful for, because the grand tree, which had been the shelter of their base, was arranged now, split by the lightning. Everything in the camp was wet through, the campfire as well. Here was a disaster, for they were wet to the skin and shivering. However, they discovered that the fire had eaten so far up the great log against which it had been built that a few inches had escaped wetting. They patiently worked at it with leaves and bark gathered from the underside of sheltered logs until they persuaded it to burn again. Then they piled on great dead blanks till they had a roaring blaze. They dried their food and had a feast. After that they sat by the fire and glorified their midnight adventure until morning, for there was not a dry spot to sleep on anywhere around. As the sun grew stronger, the boys felt sleepy, and they went out on the sandbar and lay down. They were soon burnt out by the sun, and wearily began to prepare breakfast. After the meal, they felt stiff, jolted, and a little homesick once more. Tom saw the things and tried to cheer up the pirates as well as he could, but they cared nothing for marbles or circuses on swimming, or not anything. He proposed that they should stop being pirates for a time and be red Indians for a change. They were attracted by this idea. It was not long before they were spit and spit of head to fill with black mud, all of them shaved, of course, and then they went dashing through the woods to attack an English settlement. Afterwards, they separated into 3 revolt tribes and sprang out upon each other from hiding places with dreadful war cries, and killed and skilled each other by thousands. It was a bloody day, and therefore was a satisfactory one. They assembled in camp towards supper time. hungry and happy, but now a difficulty arose. Indians, thrice at war with each other, could not break bread together without first making peace, and this was simply an impossibility without smoking a pipe of peace. Two of the redskins almost wished that they had remained pirates. However, there was no other way, so with as much cheerfulness as they could pretend, they called for the pipe and took their puffs as it passed with proper ceremony. They were glad that they had become redskins, for they found that they could now smoke a little without having to go and hunt for a lost knife. They did not get sick enough to be seriously uncomfortable. They practiced courteously after upper supper with fair success, and so they spent a joyful evening.